a series of summer festivals that included lots of friends of ours, including the late lamented Pete Zorn on bass. Those of you who remember Pete will no doubt remember that he going off, chaps. Will no doubt remember that he was also a full-time member of the Richard Thompson Band. And after 2 of these gigs, the phone rang. It was Richard in Los Angeles. Pete, can you come and do some shows I want to play? So obviously Pete had to leg it. I'd just done a couple of things with our next special guest, and I suggested that this particular person might be the right person to fill the Pete Zorn slot, as it were. So she came down to Riverside Studio for an afternoon of rehearsal and knew all of our songs better than we do. So kind of, it was a bit of a no-brainer. So playing with us ever since and reducing the average age of the members of the band by 50%, doing a solo slot tonight. She's got a fantastic new solo album out at the moment. Please would you welcome Miranda Sykes.
Good afternoon. So I've got the sunshine now, having been sat selling marmalade for most of the day. And while I retune, because this has been sat in the sunshine, have you all got your marmalade? I never make enough, do I? Thank you, sir, it does.
We've been together
got the nightly song over and done with. Yeah, you know, I just keep my head down, play the bass, don't open my mouth much apart from to sing. And I thought it was about time I shared with you guys what kind of led me to be here on the stage doing what I do. I'm a Lincolnshire yellow belly. Some Lincolnshire yellow bellies in the audience, are there? Yes! So I announced this on BBC Radio Cornwall one day and got people offering why they thought I was called a yellow belly. I got people phoning in, I felt well famous. And there are various stories to do with the coloured belly of the newt, a rare newt that lived in the fens. But the general agreement was that it was the colour of the waistcoat that was worn by the infantry, the Royal Northern Infantry there in Lincolnshire. So there you go. My dad is a Yorkshireman. He was born and brought up in Wakefield in West Yorkshire. And he moved to Lincolnshire in 1976. And he was, yes, I can just about take my glasses off. He was so used to a hilly landscape and was so inspired when he moved to Lincolnshire by the flatness and the massive skies that we have there, that he wrote this song, the Lincolnshire song.
Ditches
touring our new album, Borrowed Places, songs that I've just gathered through working with different singer-songwriters over the years. And my mum and dad love writing songs about my home county, Lincolnshire. And I made the mistake of saying, well, I've lived all over the country due to my love life, making it sound I've had a very colourful love life. But no, I have lived all over the place, but I kind of felt I was making my final move to Totnes when I was singing this song on the Show of Hands Autumn Tour a couple of years ago. And it's a song called Going to the West, and I got it from Kate Brislin and Jodie Stecker album. And we don't really know where the songs come from, it's unknown, but Peggy Seeger is known for singing it. Going to the West. In this fair land, I'll stay no more. Here labor is in vain. I'll leave the mountains of my birth and seek the fertile plains. I'm going to the west. You say you will not go with me. You turn your eyes away. You say you will not follow me. No matter what I say, I'm going to the west. 3 years have passed since we first met, and I became your bride. Now I must journey far away without you by my side. I'm going to the west. You say you will not go with me. You turn your eyes away. You say you will not follow me. No matter what I say, I'm going to the west. I'll leave you here in this land you love. May it seem so bright and fair, where fragrant flowers are blooming and music fills the air. I'm going to the west. You say you will not go with me. You turn your eyes away. You say you will not follow me. No matter what I say, I'm going to the west. I'm going to the west. Thank you very much indeed. So you might wonder why on earth I ended up playing that enormous instrument. I often wonder too. No sporty little runaround for me. I went to a very rural primary school, and when I was 8 years old, I remember vividly going to assembly and turning up and there being an array of musicians and instruments, and as little uns, were being enthused that we were entitled to 20 minutes of tuition a week. That is a privilege that has been recently abolished, which I think is tragic, because I was so lucky. I went home gushing to my mum and dad, saying, "You'll never guess what I saw in assembly." And my mum and dad both being musicians, they kind of saw that little glimpse of inspiration I showed for learning an instrument, and yeah, took me out of school once a week to Spalding down the road. And my poor dad was the one that was responsible for lifting the blooming thing up about 3 flights of stairs so that I could have lessons. And he was also, bless him, he was a teacher, and he used to teach all day, and on average about once a week he would take me an hour down the road to do a floor spot at Folk Club. And I remember this one place, I think it was somewhere in Cambridge, the Mayflower Folk Club or something I turned up at. And it was really rather formal, and I turned up with my double bass saying, "Can I have a floor spot?" And it was not that kind of place where you turned up and you did a turn. And appearing that night was the wonderful musician Rob Johnson. And he said, "Go on, give her a turn." So I had the pleasure of working with him. I handed him one of these business cards my dad had mocked up, and he hired me. And I did this album with him. This is the title track. And if you feel like singing along, and all the while the big wheel goes turning round and round, round and round, with all of its accidents waiting to happen, the big wheel goes turning round. Well, we met at this fairground, the way that you do. I wasn't looking, neither were you. I aimed for the jackpot and missed by a mile. Everything's crooked, even your smile. And all the while, the big wheel goes turning round and round, round and round, with all of its accidents waiting to happen. The big wheel goes turning round. It was nothing dramatic, just too much too soon. You wanted the sunlight, I wanted the moon. And when I looked back, you were too far away to hear the words that I wouldn't say. Try it. And all the while, the big wheel goes turning round and round, round and round, with all of its accidents waiting to happen. The big wheel goes turning round. So I gave up on fairgrounds, and life carried on. Dying for love only happens in old songs, with our angst and nostalgia, famine and war. No one believes much in love anymore. And all the while, the big wheel goes turning round and round, round and round, with all of its accidents waiting to happen. The big wheel goes turning round. Then I passed this old fairground. The wheel was the same. All that had changed was your face and your name. You were not a day older. The years fell apart. You looked over your shoulder, straight into my heart. Sing with me. And all the while, the big wheel goes turning round and round, round and round, with all of its accidents waiting to happen. The big wheel Thank you very much. So yes, I now live in Totnes, and my husband and I, we love getting out on the canoe on the River Dart, which is tidal. And thank you, lovely. And I was dragged around folk clubs and folk festivals from a very early age, literally a few weeks old. My mum used to play in a ceilidh band, and she had my crib literally in the wings of the stage, and she'd kind of keep an eye on me every now and again. So it's certainly in my blood, and I remember being taken to this concert in Stamford, the wonderful Dougie MacLean. And I just remember how anthemic all of his songs were, and the whole audience were just singing along. So when it came to choosing one for the set, it had to be Ready for the Storm. Again, he's got a very singable chorus. If you're feeling like it, you might just want it all to wash over you. This is on the album.
Waves crashing and the tide pulls out. It's an angry sea, but there is no doubt that the lighthouse will keep shining out to warn the lonely sailor. When the lightning strikes and the wind cuts cold through the sailor's bones to the sailor's soul, till there's nothing left that he can hold except the rolling ocean. Give me mercy for my dreams, 'cause every confrontation seems to tell me what it really means to be this lonely sailor. And when you take me by your side, you love me warm, you love me, and I should have realized I had no reason to be frightened. Distance, it is no real friend, and time will take its time, but you will find that in the end it brings you to me, the lonely sailor. And when the sky begins to clear and the sun it melts away my fear, I'll cry a silent weary tear for those who need to love me.
Doing a magic trick. Well, thank you so much for listening. I'll obviously be on later with Steve and Phil. And as I say, new copies of my album, Borrowed Places, over there on the merch stand, along with all of CDs by all of the artists that have appeared today. It's been fab, hasn't it? And we're so lucky to have the most awesome crew behind us. They were in all day yesterday, putting the system in. Some of them were here until 2 o'clock in the morning, and then here at 7:20 this morning, carrying on. So please give it up for Rob Waite on front of House Sound. Thank you, Rob. Marcus Bartlett on lighting. Making it all sweet here on stage, Josh Podbury there on monitors. Behind the scenes, we've got Jamie looking after us. Yeah, come here. Yeah, come on. Here's the man himself, powered by Monster energy drink. And also my lovely husband, Dan, merching for us. I shouldn't forget him, should I? Indeed. And not only have we lost the wonderful David Oddie this year, but a dear friend to many of us, the wonderful Nick Cornby, passed away December last year, and I couldn't make his funeral. I was really unwell. On the day, I just couldn't make it. So I said to Dan, I said, can you just take me to the sea? I just feel like I need to be near the sea. So he took me down to Babbacombe. Got him to stop by Sainsbury's on the way, and I bought myself a little miniature bottle of red wine and some white lilies. And I just felt inspired to write to him. So sat in the front seat, scored a bit of a note to him, put a return address on it, just in case it might wash up someday, and lobbed it into the sea without thinking too much about it until January this year. I got a letter back. Opened it up and it wasn't so kindly. It said, next time you think about throwing glass into the sea, maybe you ought to not be so emotional, basically. You ought to think twice. And they said, you'll be glad to know that your little bottle is in the recycling. So that was the last kind of nail in the coffin for me. But, you know, it got me thinking, and I posted a picture of the letter on Facebook before I burnt it. And I said, friend, you know, what do you think about this? And there were some mixed comments, and one comment inspired this song that was written by my best friend, Jennifer Crook. And it said, feck it, sea glass is beautiful. I'll leave you with this. This is for Nick. Beautiful sea glass, my friend out of reach. I wrote him a letter from Babbacombe Beach. An old man was walking, bent down, picked it up, and he cursed my sea glass, my letter of love. What were you thinking, polluting the sea with all of this sea glass and your misery? His words, they were bitter and cruel to my mind. Returning my letter, he left his unsigned. I'd wander the shoreline, I'd sift through the sand, I'd clean up the ocean from Devon to France, for one day of laughter to see him again. But I only have sea glass, so goodbye, my friend. Beautiful sea glass, how softly it gleams. We all cut our feet on the path to our dreams. If we dare love till our hearts break in two, the river Dart carries white lilies for you. I said to the old man down Chesleway, who stumbled on my heart that cold Christmas day, I hope that you learn to discern dross from gold, and a friend will send sea glass for you when you go. I'd wander the shoreline, I'd sift through the sand, I'd clean up the ocean from Devon to France, for one day of laughter to see him again. But I only have sea glass, so goodbye, my friend. Beautiful sea glass,
from Babbulka Beach. And if you should find it on some distant shore, forgive me, my sea glass, my friend is no more.
Thank you so much.
That's a wonderful Miranda, so I can hear it again from Miranda. What a great set.